This is JazzFest week in New Orleans, and it's like overflowing with music. It's crazy, man. Folks who've never been here for JazzFest, it's the greatest festival in the world as far as I'm concerned, you know. And we are here today working with Elliot Scheiner and recording a track, and also very excited to see what Elliot's done with this car.
I never know what the situation is going to be or how it's going to present itself. And fortunately, we got the opportunity to have dinner with the band the night before we went to the studio. And I feel like I've known them my whole career. Even though I haven't worked with them before, I've worked with guys just like this, you know, where they live for this. This is their whole life. I mean, there's a ton of stuff that matters, but when they're doing this, that's all that matters. And I knew it was going to be great, you know, and it was.
You never know exactly what the time will bring.
We've tried for years to describe this band sound, and we keep coming up short. In fact, when we first got together, it was us sitting in a living room with acoustic guitars, and Steve had a tambourine. I think first it was under his foot, then it was a kitchen spoon, a wooden kitchen spoon, and he was whacking on that thing with it. And then John was strictly a keyboard player in the past, and somebody gave him an accordion, so it was like a big accident, is what Subdudes is, a big accident.
And it was the Continental Drifters way back when, before it was the Subdudes.
I remember the night, I think it was Jimmy's, we were playing, and at least my wife, and I think, you know, somebody else said, you know, you guys are good, but it's just too loud. You know, nobody can hear the lyrics. And so I remember me and Tommy standing by the bar there said, well, let's do a thing where we play real subdued. That worked. Well, let's be the Subdudes, you know. So then it was actually a conscious thing that everybody would go to this gig with the least that they could bring to the gig. So that was kind of the blueprint for the band.
Late at night, you know I do feel like a song. Oh, late at night, you know they try to really put me down. Oh, late at night, I'm lost and then I'm found.
The whole tambourine thing started that first night that we got together, and after the first show we went back to my apartment, listened to it, and it just freaked us out how good it sounded. It had a good low sound, a good high sound.
In a primitive sound to it. It had
a tribal
primitive
kind of
sound that seemed to go with what we were trying to do with acoustic instruments and a lot of harmonies.
Morning glory, please tell your story. Don't want no tears upon my pillow, crying for the weeping willow.
Harmonies create natural dynamics just using voices, and just changes things. And I just feel that it's not done as much as it was.
I don't know if it's the old-fashioned. I think it is old-fashioned what we do now. It's like not current, you know. I don't know if that's good or bad either, but the most powerful instrument in the world, I think, is the human voice. So it just reaches people.
When you sigh, steal the light from the dawn. 'Cause you smile, oh, that's what I depend upon.
The whole experience is completely different working with a group of guys like this. Last night when we were all at dinner, I mean, it was immediate. There was like a kindred kind of spirit, you know, because we all come from pretty close to the same period. So we lit up on one level immediately, you know, and we all had that same feeling about how we used to record, and most people don't anymore, and how when these guys would go into a studio, they would actually perform, and most bands don't anymore. So for me, it was a treat to be able to work with a group like this.
Like he said last night at dinner, I could tell then that it was going to be cool, it was going to be fun, because he was just one of us, you know, in spirit.
It was also, for me, it was, you know, like pioneering here, really, in terms of what Steve does. You know, it's something I've never encountered before.
Like when he was talking about Steve's tambourine,
Yeah.
you know, he's just trying to find out, and that was pretty cool. There's no ego, and I don't know, it's just...
Not many guys let me go to the board and mix my stuff.
You know,
I think that Elliot is the type that has the confidence in what we're doing and the setup where it could allow the magic to happen.
Got all the time in the world. I got a sweet loving daddy little girl. You need a minute, take time. You need an hour, you can borrow mine. I got all the time in the world. I'll be danged if I ain't sleepy when I eat. Only time I feel good is when I've got a little Louisiana mud under my feet. Don't mind fast food, as long as I can eat it real slow.